Hey.
Hey, come on in the room. Come on in the room.
Come on in and see
What's going on, good people out there? Hey, welcome to M.V.P.
and we just want to help you see. We talk real life, no cap, no shade. Truth in the open, no mask, no fade. From love and money to faith and pride, it's a ride through the mind of the other side.
I'm singing. Come on in the room.
Wait, the
Come
remix.
on in the room. Come on in the room. Whoa. Come on in the room. Come on in the room. Come on in the room. A good talk, a good talk, a good walk, a good walk. We gonna say something that you need to hear. So come on in the room. Hey, come on in the room.
See how I came in that thing baritone? I came in that thing real baritone, like tenor.
Oh, you thought you
Tenor.
thought
Very
you was
white.
Claude
In the
McKnight.
room. Come on now.
Thought you was Claude McKnight on take 6.
Come on now. Shout out Take 6.
What's going on? What's going on, good people? Good people out there. What's going on? Welcome.
Episode 8.
Episode 8. Oh, you like that number, don't
I
you?
love that number.
He like 8. He like 8. He like, what does the number 8 represent?
Excellence.
Let me see. Let me see what
Now you believe me.
chat says. This is my friend chat, y'all.
Excellence, man.
What does the number 8 represent? Let's see. And chat says the number 8 holds various meanings depending on the context: spiritual, cultural, numerological, or symbolic. Here are some common interpretations. Power and success. Oh, that boy. 8 is often associated with the material wealth, ambition, authority, and achievement. Balance. It symbolizes balance between the material and spiritual world as it loops equally above and below. Karma, sometimes called the number of karma. Did you know that?
Mm-mm.
What you give, you get back.
I like that, though.
Okay. Spiritual religious meanings. Infinity. When turned on its side, 8 becomes infinity. Did you know that? Representing eternal life or an endless loop. New beginnings. Biblical. In Christianity, 8 symbolizes resurrection and new beginnings. Jesus rose on the 8th day.
The
Now, why
8th
did he
day.
say, wait a
I thought
minute
it was,
now, what is really going on? Ernest! What is really going on? He rose on the 8th day. Lord have mercy. That's a whole nother podcast. And then regeneration, often connected with cycles, renewal, and a fresh start. Okay, 8. So welcome to episode 8. Episode 8. What you doing, man? How you doing? How was last week? What's going on?
Just been grinding, man. Just been grinding.
Grinding. You don't know nothing about that.
Trying to make, just make something out of nothing, man. That's all it is.
I hear you. It's a rough one for me too. Yeah, it was a little rough week, but I'm
Gotta stay optimistic.
coming up on the rough side of the mountain.
You can't let it beat you down, man. You gotta stay positive.
Yeah. Sometimes that's
pushing.
a hard job. You gotta pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and keep moving. Keep on moving. So, all right, so let's go, man. Pre-game. I'm finna take, you know what? Let me set my clock. First of all, we want to say to you guys out there who has been supporting us. We appreciate you. Definitely we do. Especially those of you who go on YouTube and subscribe at M.V.P. Podcast 1. Hit the subscribe button. I know, like and share some pineapples. There's a reason I got them pineapples though, boy. Like and share. And then some of you who are joining on just podcast platforms like Spotify and Apple, we appreciate y'all, man. We're in this journey, and I can't believe it's episode 8. So we appreciate you. We got merch coming, I tell you, we do. But we are making sure that it's right. Got to make sure it's right and it's tight. So just stay tuned. But please go and support. Hit the like buttons, hit the share buttons, and comment, man. Comment. We got some new things that's gonna be popping. We're probably coming pretty soon. We might be coming to the end of season 1.
Yeah,
season 1, and we're gonna try to take this thing higher for season 2. Definitely.
And make sure y'all get at us on Instagram at m.v.p.
Go ahead, man. Go put the social media out there.
That's m.v.p.
m.v.p. podcast.
And get all this on TikTok. We going viral on the TikTok.
Yes.
Hold on. Yeah, I should have had this already.
Mm-hmm.
But you weren't going to shout it out.
Time waits.
At m.v.p. podcast.
m.v.p. podcast on the TikTok. Okay.
Absolutely.
So we're going to be posting more things on TikTok. Definitely, just trying to get this thing. What? Get this thing, shaking and baking. But we appreciate you guys, though, all seriousness. And, it's good to have you on this journey along with us. So please, please, please tell a friend, grab a friend, share, like, and subscribe. So, pregame. That's pregame?
I mean, I think that should definitely be a part of it. Pregame, it'd be tough if each pregame we had like a libation that a different like libation.
Okay, that's season 2. Season 2. We're gonna put y'all on. We're gonna put y'all on like a new libation. Yeah. Giving shout outs, I ain't gonna even lie. I left the trophy. Halliburton ain't got it. He ain't got it. I ain't gonna even lie on Halliburton today. I was moving and grooving so fast that I left the trophy in the bottle of Uncle Nearest 1886. Uncle Nearest, smooth but complex.
We
left
love
that thing on the top of the car.
Hopefully nobody stole it.
Yeah. And so my bad as the young folks.
Players mess up too?
Yeah, players mess up. Hey, player, you got your shirt on. It's okay. Players mess up too. Why y'all didn't do nothing? Stand up there hugging and say, hey, what movie? If you can respond
My roof.
and comment,
My roof.
What movie? Look at it. Get down. You like a Willie son.
You don't I gotta stay here.
You don't. You're like a Willie son. Like a Willie son. But anyway, we represent them Florida Gators today. Florida Gators. So for all you Florida Gator fans,
yes,
it's great to be a Florida Gator.
Chomp, chomp.
Yeah, FSU, man, y'all can go somewhere and sit down.
Well, they're gonna be sorry anyway this year.
Yes, Lord, like they was last year. But I'm kind of concerned though. I saw the little story I told you about. We was kind of talking about it. Lightweight in a boot, man. I
ain't really worried about it because I feel like
Lightweight is the quarterback for the Florida Gators. Yeah. So those of you who is Lightweight? So yeah, he's kind of in a boot, and we're about to go into.
He better be out there week 1.
Well, what he said? What did he say though?
Oh,
talking about put the spot the ball.
I like that.
Spot the ball, and you better be out there and not limping.
Yeah, because I don't even know who our number 2 is.
Me neither. That's a shame. But
I need Lagway the ball.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. With the toughest schedule in college football this year. In the country. So it's going to be interesting. But, Yeah, come on, college football. Come on, football. Period. I hate this time of the year.
I'm so ready for football season. I need them parlays.
See,
I ain't put in a parlay since
I
Super
just
Bowl.
be wanting to see something on
That's a
TV, but
Well, you should start watching the UFL. That's good football.
it's all right. I ain't
Competitive.
gonna down them, but you know, I ain't gonna down them. Shout out to them Falcons one time, them Dirty Birds, boy. Ooh,
Penix look good.
ooh.
Hey, we off topic, ain't we?
Well, we out.
This supposed
We
to be in
still
the,
pregame.
Oh, my bad. Okay.
All right. Well, that's the end of pregame. So
I thought I was gonna go in the what's that? The end when we outside the line.
oh, that's outside the line. Well, we pregame
Flip that thing
outside the
around.
line is about the same
Flip it that
thing.
thing in the reverse. And
I don't know what Missy's saying to this day. But that was ingenious with Missy on that foolishness. I don't know what
She
she's
did that.
saying to this day. But anyway, all right, today, man, we're going to get with it. We're going to try to just hit it real hard and get on up out of here. You know, we ain't going to like them preachers be lying when they get up. I ain't gonna
hold you long.
I ain't gonna hold you long. I ain't gonna bother you. I ain't gonna bother your patience
It's
too
already
long.
2:00.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna
stomach
hold you
just
long.
touching your back, and he just getting up. It's 1:15. Lord have mercy. But so today we kind of want to, I don't have the. I had. Well, no, I don't.
Don't lie.
Well, they can see we don't have the magic trophy, but. We're going to take a little deep day, get you inside a man's viewpoint as we are going to kind of discuss, not kind of, but, we're going to discuss intimacy. Say that 10 times. Intimacy and foreplay as it kind of pertains to, I guess, a man's viewpoint, what we think about intimacy and how that rolls over, I guess, into foreplay as well. How about that? So all your ladies, all the ladies in there.
I'll be speaking
So
from a non-sexual point of view.
oh, he said he finna be speaking from a non-sexual. Well, you know what? I'm glad you said that because basically, I think when we think about intimacy, we automatically go to, you hear intimacy and people automatically go to sex. So how can we define intimacy beyond sex, for starters? So my definition, old school definition, intimacy is, for me, it's anything that, well, I don't want to say anything, but it's stuff that is, I think, touches your soul because you don't share stuff that with just general people that touches your soul. So when you talk about intimacy, I feel like it's something that is coming from your it's inherent. It's something that's deep down inside you, and it's it's the foundation kind of who you are. Like you've kind of thrown away all the walls, the fears, it's definitely not sending your representative. You're just raw when you agree on that.
To a woman, or just in general.
Well, I think in general, but I think it could go, towards a woman too. But I'm just saying, if I'm being intimate, because see, there we go. So anytime we think we hear the word intimate, we kind of just automatically go to, women or a sexual connotation of it. But intimate, just being definitely, it is your most sacred inside of who you truly, truly are, like without no filter.
Yeah, I think for me, when I think of intimacy, it's just more of a just like there's no borders, there's no You know, I'm not shying away from anything. It's more of like, because you could be intimate with, you know, with your boys, with your brothers. Just like, I'm not, you know, when we get around people, sometimes we feel like we have to put up walls or we have to put up, blockings or barricades. But I just feel like when you're intimate, it's kind of just what you're saying, in the sense of just, you know, coming from a real place and just feeling safe and just being yourself, whatever that, just authentically yourself, whatever that may be. Not feeling like you have to put on in any aspect. Like,
Put on.
yeah, that's what I think about.
Silly.
Because you be intimate, you know, like I said, like I think as men, we do often think about it just for women, you know, for mom and your mama and them, auntie and them. But, you know, you can be intimate with your boys just when y'all, you know, go out and y'all having a good time and it's a judgment-free zone. You're able to, you know, talk about things and hear different perspectives and get advice and things of that nature. So I think intimacy is just you just being yourself around people that care about you and vice versa.
Okay, I agree. I agree with that. Well, let's go on and shift this thing though. Let's, you know, because ain't nobody want to hear nothing about the intimacy about, you know, your boys, and I don't want to hear that neither. So let's talk about emotional intimacy
problem.
with the woman. Let's see, there we go. Versus physical intimacy, like the emotional intimacy.
I think they work.
10 words,
I think
10
they work
times.
together. I think a lot of times we as men try to skip over the emotional part and go straight into the physical. When if you treat the emotional just as much as you would want to treat the physical, it all kind of correlates and helps you in the end.
And I agree with that. But that's who not making excuses, but we
Just
as
physical
men, we're
beings.
physical beings. So we always have to kind of, I feel, backtrack on that, on the emotional. And to be honest, you know, if I were to, I mean, just put all my cards on the table, so to speak, you got to know when to hold them.
Know when to fold 'em.
Hey,
Know when to walk away. Know when to run. You gotta count your money.
While you sitting at the table, there'll
I
be
live my life
time
by that.
enough for counting
That's the
when the
one.
deal is done.
That's the one.
Hey, we can use some words too. You got to know when to hold them. You got to know when to fold them. But I feel that we as men have problems connecting, you know, the emotional with the physical, just because who we are. And we have to learn that piece that the emotional basically opens up the physical, especially for women. Like, you know, so for women, emotional intimacy might mean like, you know, they're secure in the relationship, whatever that means. Like, you know, okay, hey, we got this kind of seamed up, you know, they feel
And just being seen, being heard,
yeah,
feeling valued.
right, feeling value, giving them a safe place, you know, all the way around. And then I remember this man, I was working at Champs in Atlanta at Lennox. These two black old men came in, their wives was doing all the shopping. They just kind of sat down. I went over there, just kind of, hey, where y'all from? But I don't know how we started talking about relationships, but I think I started saying, y'all okay? Because they wives they was running in and out of the store, going to other store. Y'all all right with it? I said, man, y'all just sit here and like, yeah, young man, you know, when you get to be our age, you know, you just, you know. And I was like, I don't know how we got in the conversation, but I do remember one of the men saying, if you tap into her emotionally, she'll open up like a flower. And and that's been, man, that's had to be 30 plus years ago. And in my mind's eye, visually, you know, kind of picture, you know, a flower blooming or whatever. And that never left me, but, you know, it's something that I think that we have to be very cognizant of the emotional piece or being
But a
the
lot of
emotional
men,
intimacy being that first
yeah,
before we expect
for sure.
the physical intimacy.
And I always just think it's dope when you do run across men or that are emotionally intelligent, because most men are not
Pineapples.
are not there. You know, they're
And
gonna.
why are we not there?
I mean, I think it could be a plethora of reasons. I think it could be their
Ooh, that boy used a vocabulary word.
upraising. I think it could be
That's that Clark money.
you scared of
It makes you vulnerable.
what others may think. Yeah, you scared of the vulnerability piece. I think it could be a lot of reasons, but I think as you get older, you have to stop using those as excuses, especially like if we're talking about women and that emotional piece. Is like at some point you gotta, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting the results. So it's like you're gonna use that excuse to not be emotionally responsive to your significant other. It's like, do you really want her? Do you really want this to work? You know what I'm saying? Especially if she's trying and you not doing what you need to do on your behalf to be emotionally present, and you're using the excuse of, oh, my daddy used to beat me, so I ain't emotional, or you know what I'm saying, or I can't receive love like that. It's like at some point you have to tap into that.
Got to level up. Got to level
you
up.
got to just be better.
And that's a two-way street too, though, because if we have to make sure that we understand that women are emotional before they're physical or whatever, I feel it's just as important for women to understand, okay, hey, they're physical before they're emotion. And I'm not saying that either or has to come first, so to speak,
Okay,
but
thank you for saying
them
that.
realizing that okay, hey, yeah, this is a physical creature, and I know women out there, sometimes like you're trying to talk to your man or do, something important or whatever that's emotionally, you got an issue and your man might be, feeling on your booty or, he think, you know what I'm saying? Because that's just how I feel are built. And not to say that, we don't need to learn how to pivot, but I'm just saying, I think when women kind of understand that and can make a concession just to know that that's happening, not to say that you got to give in, be like, okay, hey, we're not finna talk about, I'm not finna let you get away without talking about this or putting some emotional dollars behind this, but just knowing that, probably 9 times out of 10, that's how we're coming to the plate, and we have to pivot. So,
I think we should do better at that.
that boy for the women today, boy.
Yeah,
that's
for
your
real.
guy. That's
For
your
real
guy.
though. I mean, because
He must
at
be
the
in
end
the
of the day,
doghouse.
if we could be real, like, okay,
He in the doghouse.
you physical. At some point, that physicality gonna wear down. At some point, you're not gonna be who you used to be, whether that be in the bedroom or just in general. So it's
You
like,
speaking of you?
I'm speaking to you. I'm speaking to everybody listening. At some point, that physicality is gonna wear out. You ain't gonna have all the muscles that you once had. You're not gonna be as dominant as you once were. So it's like, okay, what do you have after that runs out? You only have the emotional piece.
I'm
So
being
if
a little silly.
you lacking that whole time emotionally, you done stroked out. You can't move for real no more. And the only way you connect with your woman is through talking to her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
So that's what I'm saying. The
Yeah,
physical,
there has to be
the physical is not long term.
Right. There has to be, some intimacy there other than just physical intimacy. As much as I love physical intimacy,
Right.
there
But you have
has
to
to
understand
be,
that there has to be a balance.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. It has
Yeah,
to be a balance.
and that's what I was saying. I was saying, the woman should understand, and as we understand, there's a balance there. So, what about I don't know if this is a question or a statement. Why intimacy starts outside the bedroom, or why should it?
Because I think that's where you start the foundation. If
For
you start
women.
So ask the question again as a whole.
Why
question.
intimacy starts outside the bedroom? Because I'm gonna just keep it real. For men, like,
Why does intimacy start outside the bedroom for women?
or why should it?
Why does it or why should it? That's two different questions.
Well, answer both of them then.
Why does intimacy?
Why should
it be? No, I'm confused.
Why should intimacy start outside the bedroom?
Period. I don't even think you should add a whatchamacallit. I'm gonna answer that. I think because that's the foundation. Like I was saying, if the relationship is built off of us having sex all the time, or it's all physical, it's like.
But see, here we go again. We're talking about intimacy,
Right.
but we are leaning every time we kind of talk about it, like we're not even. So when I think about intimacy outside the bedroom, I mean that it really has nothing to do with physicality.
The question was, why should intimacy start outside the bedroom, right?
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm saying it should start outside of the bedroom because anything built on the physical side won't last. That's what I'm saying.
But even with the question, I'm amazed that they always put intimacy, like why is intimacy even in the same sentence? I hadn't eaten anything. That's why these pineapples, they so sweet, dog. Why is intimacy even in the same sentence with the bedroom? Because what I'm saying is intimacy could be.
We already said that, though.
Right, but I'm just saying.
I mean,
it's so hard to separate those two.
Yeah.
Because intimacy, we going out to dinner.
Right. It's
I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Anything with you and that, anytime, it's anything in any moment with you and whoever that other person may be, whether it be your girl or the homies or whoever. It's any moment, any togetherness, any time y'all are together and it's about y'all, or it's you know what I'm saying? It's a we're not worried about nobody else. It's me and you. We're raw. We're vulnerable. That could be going to the bar with the fellas. That could be a dinner with you and your girl. Like any level of intimacy is just where you're real and vulnerable with others. That's what I'm saying.
And it's, I guess, those actions that undergird, if you will, undergird the true basis of the relationship. Like, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so we, whatever it is, whatever that activity is outside the bedroom, we're going to go to dinner, we get to be in a space where it's just us, that we can, fortify one another and listen to each other and, kind of separate ourselves from the world, so to speak, or whatever. So, but that's very important for a woman. I mean, that intimacy starts outside the bedroom because we, like we said.
Because I feel like it's important for women to know that their man loves them outside of the bedroom as well.
We finna get canceled. Hey, I didn't say we finna get canceled. But that is true. I think, women.
I think a lot of women.
I think they have to know that.
Yeah. I don't think it is either. That's why.
So
he said intimacy is not gender based.
He said it's not. Yeah,
come on,
it's not gender based.
We've been
but we're not saying it's gender based.
We're not.
But grab your mic, ladies and gentlemen.
The one and only.
He couldn't.
Ernest say, "Let me go ahead and."
So,
Mr. Ernest,
let me go and introduce
I
him.
don't want y'all to get cancer. I need customers.
Boy, say he don't want us to get cancer. Hold on, what we said is gonna get cancer, Ernest? All I'm saying is
y'all mentioning bedrooms. Y'all mentioning. Let me put my mic on.
Nah, intimacy, when we think about intimacy, most people, when they hear the word intimacy, their first thing is going to be, they're going to think about.
That's secular, though. That's not, intimacy is not.
Well, this ain't no Christian show. This ain't no Christian show, Ernest. Kind of, sort of. No, I mean, we Christians.
What that got to do with Christmas? You need a psychologist on this show.
Lord have mercy. But you don't believe in that? You don't believe that when most people hear intimacy,
That's because it's secular. Secular is not a religious term.
So you coming from a religious.
You coming from
Secular is not a religious term.
Which camera got you, Ernest?
I'm on
Because I don't think.
That one.
these two.
Oh, okay. Because I want to make sure I don't want people like, well, where is his face?
He like the dude off that another I forgot that show. Anyway, was it Kelly?
Who?
Was it Kelly where he like they always show him from like the neck
from
down?
Yeah. So, all right. So, Ernest, so tell me what's your definition of intimacy?
Intimacy. Yeah, I would let it hear
Your
that.
interest in someone.
Your
In anyone.
interest.
Yeah. Your interest shown or giving towards someone. Interest.
Okay. Well, let's go
Whatever
though.
you're interested in.
But let's go male and female. Let's talk about
you
male
make-
and female.
Okay, it's still it's not a gender based topic. Intimacy is not
I agree
has
with that.
anything to do with male or female in terms of one giving more than the other. It's just intimacy is whatever you deem important to advance towards the other person. That's intimacy.
Okay. So
You said that one more time, Mr. Ernest? Whatever you deem important.
First, you have to have interest. So your interest is going to drive your actions towards individuals, whether it be your son, your daughter. So the actions are going to be favorable for them, right? So that's going to be your intimacy point, your access point. Your interest is your access point. So interest meaning my thoughts are going towards them. You could be on your job. You could be thinking about your son. So what are you thinking about? So I wonder if he needs this, or I wonder if,
Because I sure need it. Go ahead and say
you know what I'm saying? That's your interest.
Because I need
So
it.
whatever you're thinking of of an individual, you're going to show an advancement towards them, which is going to be favorable to them. That's an intimate moment. It's not anything sexual. People put it on a sexual base or put it on a physical term. The actions may be physical, but interest is your interest is your access to intimacy.
So would you agree that most men often confuse sex with closeness?
Yeah, because they don't have knowledge of what terms are or what verbiage is. You have to break down the subject matter, define it, and therefore you can grasp the knowledge of it. Then you can move ahead towards it. We don't take a word like intimacy and just let the world define that what that is to us. Intimacy can't be narrowed down to a bedroom or a gender. It just can't. I don't want y'all to get canceled.
I mean,
I agree though.
I agree with
I agree.
but I'm just saying, but for the most common folk,
But
You want to
what
be
he's saying
common.
is they're
You want to
not-
be common, and you
They're
be
not
knowledgeable.
They're not. Yes, I'm saying they're not knowledgeable of the term that they're really using.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? So it goes back to just having
True definition of the word.
what the real meaning. Because
But how I define something and how you define something might be totally different.
That is so very true. So how do you get to the truth of the matter?
Who said there is? Because my truth is gonna be my truth, just like your truth gonna be your truth.
So let's see how that's going to work out for you. If you define it, what I'm saying in case of intimacy, if you do it your way, let's see how that's going to be favorable for you in terms of you breaking it down in the natural sense of things, rather than breaking it down to an interest towards someone, an advancement towards someone, a giving mechanism towards someone. Because you're driving it with an interest. So let's take your approach. What is your definition?
He say my approach.
Yeah, I
Gotta
mean, because
turn
it's
this
basically
thing
I
up, man.
gave what I felt like my definition was at the beginning of the show when I'm saying intimacy for me is you're just breaking down all the walls and you're not sending your
Vulnerability.
representative. You're being very vulnerable. You're willing to be honest and tell the truth and admit some stuff.
But you just said this. You just said truth is
My truth.
Yeah.
Like I might tell you
so
my
you trust
truth.
yourself to have truth within you.
If I can't
making up truths for yourself.
Well, if I can't trust myself with my own truth, then who am I?
So we just said we're not using Christian
that thing
standards,
like
right?
that.
So you,
Well, no,
so
I'm not
there
saying-
there is a commonality in terms of, even if you don't want to go to the Christian value point or moral standards, there is a commonality in the world. So even if let's say a scientist breaks down the true meaning of what the sun does and what it is, if he's done his research. So here as humans, if we do our breakdown of a term and we have come to a resolve, you mean to tell me you're going to still go outside the lines of that?
And you will have people that do that, but that's where the ignorance comes in at, and that's all that is.
You have to do your due diligence.
Because you will give
research.
a definition to someone that is the definition of what it is, and people are still, I think it's this and this and that.
I'll be a fool to say that that's just my opinion of something.
When the research and the definition.
Yeah, so that's all I'm saying.
But I'm gonna push back on that a little bit, because I feel like, just like people say, your perspective or what you see, your perspective is your truth. And that's based on the things that what you've seen in your life. Like, you're not going to believe that based on my life experiences that may be totally different from yours, right? Or yours. Why would you believe that just because my experiences were full with this, and now I have this definition based on my experiences, that your experiences and your definition is wrong? Let's say that, mine is scientifically based, like you said, a scientist, whatever, right? But I think all our truths is based on our perspective of what we see in life. Like, if a baby never touches a hot stove, the truth is, the stove is hot, and we say, hey, now touch that hot. I don't know why we be talking like that, but until that baby touches that stove, that's the truth for that baby. Before then, that ain't the truth for that baby, because that baby's like...
You just get a bad analogy.
Because I think that was
because you're saying you're giving an after fact. You're giving, because the stove is hot. That's the reality of it.
Whether the baby know it or not.
Right. That's my point.
But if I don't know it, is it a truth for me?
It's just not a truth. Yeah, it's not a truth for you.
That's what I'm
saying.
saying.
Make you right.
You haven't been revealed to the truth.
But who's to say it's a right or wrong in the sense where...
A collective.
Of whom?
A collective of information. I'm not coming from a Christian standpoint, but you take a collective, a unified front to describe or to define something.
I got a good one.
Go ahead.
Okay, let's go Christian.
Now, you don't want to go there.
Yeah, I want to go there.
That's because you got to go to the Bible then.
No,
Christianity is not coming from men. It's coming from the Bible.
Okay, but let's go to the... Okay. But I want to say this, just dropped in my spirit just then. Okay, so...
Not the spirit.
There are certain things that for certain people, the spirit will maybe convict them that, okay, like for me, I don't feel like, and even if you go to the Bible, there's no place in there that says, the Bible does says, strong drink is a mockery, and who partakes or whatever, but it don't tell you not to drink. Okay, so for me, a little red wine for stomach's sake, because it say that too in there.
It does.
I might be good for you. That might be good for me, but for you,
Just say it says that.
That drinking might not be, the spirit might convict you hard enough where you're like, that's, you know what I'm saying? But in your eyesight, you would look at me and be like, because the spirit convicted you. And maybe the spirit's convicting you because God knows in your gene pool, you got a more of a, to be an alcohol. You know what I'm saying? So in your eyesight, when you look at me, you're going to be like, oh, that's a sin. Because, I mean, we do it all the time. But that might not convict me. You understand what I'm saying? So my truth is, okay, a glass of wine is good because I'm not getting drunk. And you said, well, you know, let's go. We'll have to go back to the Bible. So the Bible don't say don't drink. So if we go and we use the Bible as and we all off the thing of foreplay, but this good. So you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but I get it because I'm smart enough to know that, yeah, facts and there is certain truth. Like if I go and turn the water on in there and put my hands underneath it, my hands should be wet, right? I mean, I get that, but what I'm saying is I think my truth and your truth, and I guess what you're saying is there is just only one truth.
Well, there's what I'm saying is how you get to a natural truth or a physical truth. There has to be case studies in order to get there. I don't have a truth, right? We don't have a truth. There is a truth. There are facts, and then there is truth. So I'm not going to be, that egotistical to say that
I
it's
think you
my
do
truth.
have a truth,
No,
Ernest.
we don't care. We don't. What I'm trying to say is we follow truth, right? It's established, scientific, whether it's scientific or whether it's collective data, case studies. We don't get to say that we are this, supreme author of truth. We only
Exactly. That's
follow.
what I'm saying.
But there are collectives and there are procedures and processes that you go to get to them. We were talking about intimacy.
Okay, yeah.
So
bring us back in.
so there is a truth to that. And so if you want to go outside of that, then you're on your own, basically, and you're going to be doing trial and error based upon your own feelings, because intimacy has been proven and tried and tested. So you can't go out. You can go outside of the knowledge that's already been collected and say, "Oh, this is how I think. Oh, this is what I think it is."
Okay. I mean, I'm always kind of push back, man. But this good conversation. It's good conversation. I got a question for you, cats. All right, is foreplay just a technique or is it a connection? Or how do we, do we use it more of a technique more so than we use it as a connection?
I think we got to define what foreplay is.
Oh, here we go.
You do? Because
You do though. You do.
You want to stay in the flow of.
He said he don't like Webster.
Okay, I'm talking about foreplay, sexual foreplay.
Okay.
Which I think is different from intimacy. I think it's a part of intimacy, but I think it's different because now when you talk about foreplay, I feel like foreplay is more of a,
It's more of a physical aspect. Okay.
There we go.
Yeah, foreplay refers to the physical and
Let me eat my
emotional
pineapples.
activities that happen before sexual intercourse or sexual acts, i.e. kissing, touching, etc., etc., etc. So the question is what?
Do we use it more so as a technique or do we use it as a connection?
I think it depends on how much you value the person you're about to be sexual with.
That's deep.
Yeah,
That's
it is case by case or person by person.
Because I think
Ooh, Lord, look at
foreplay.
here, we agree on something.
Yeah,
Because I think
They gotta-
foreplay can be a technique that you use to just get to the end goal. But I think if you're really into someone, it's what's the other word you use? It's either a technique, not technique. What's the word you
Connection?
use? Yeah, more of a spiritual, more of a body to body.
Oh Lord.
Body to
Here we
body.
go.
So yeah, I think it's just a case by case with that. What you think?
Yeah, I think it's definitely you have to learn the person, person that you're trying to please. First of all, that requires you to have some interest in what they like.
Because all foreplay don't work for it's case by case. Because you doing one thing with one person, The next person may not.
I think that's kind of
That may not be enjoyable.
I mean, because we're different people,
Right. That's what I'm saying.
But
That's why I don't think it's a set thing. You know what I'm saying?
But do we use it more of as a technique, or
Both.
do we
I
use
think
it
both.
more of a connection as a man? Like, do you use?
I think most men probably use it as a technique because most men are physical and we just want the physical aspect of it. So we really just trying to do it to get, like I said, to an end goal. But if you're really love someone, I think it could be used as a connection. You know what I'm saying? It could be used to open up more of that emotional piece. You know what I'm saying? Or just getting to know that person on a deeper level.
Okay.
It's all for the satisfaction of the individual. So you have to do your intel or your research on discovering, and they'll let you know. I mean, of course, we all know that. But so I would say it's both. It's you can't just barge in on someone and use what you use on the other person.
Right.
It may work or it may not.
Well, I guess that goes back to the intimacy stage where you're learning that person.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And that's why I feel like it's important. I know you said earlier it shouldn't start with the emotional, but I think it should, because if you're starting with the emotional before the physical, you're going to know that's going to make the physical aspect way easier. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you got to define emotionalism because y'all using it out of term.
Emotionalism?
Yeah, you're using it out of term. Emotions are, look it up. It'll tell you exactly what it means. Because I think people think that emotions is the I would say the focal point, but actually it is the mental that people should be focusing in on, because emotions are just reactionary. They're categorized as feelings. Feelings
Emotionalism
of sadness.
is a term with multiple meanings depending on the context, but generally refers to excessive display or emphasis on emotions over logic, reason, or objectivity.
So they're basically tethered to feelings, how a person feels about a certain, and they're reactionary. It's in reactionary terms. So emotions are, how do you feel about something, and then you react on something that you feel. So you have the subject matter. And then how you feel about the subject matter is based upon how much information you get about it, and then you act on it. Emotions are just what you acting on, what the subject matter is. Okay. Yeah.
Emotions make you cry sometime. H-Town, we gonna let it about make you fall in love. All right, I got some questions for y'all though. Okay, some real talk. So, Where did y'all learn intimacy from? Did you learn from your parents, your peers?
Yeah, I think the first person that teaches you it would be like, well, and it's different. Like I said, it's different for everyone. For me, it had to be like, your mother or that first person who, lets you know that it's okay, baby. Pat you on that back, or get you after you fall down or whatever. And then that's why I feel like a lot of men probably struggle with that as they get older, because some men didn't have that. They didn't have that initial, get up, I'm gonna help you get up, or I'm gonna help you, I'm gonna kiss your boo-boo, or stuff like that. So now I'm 30, 40 plus, I don't even know how to react
Is that important for a man to have?
I think so. I think it should be balanced. I think too much of it can lead to something else as well. But I think everybody should experience that type of love and emotion. And I use those words interchangeably.
Mm-hmm. So do you feel like a person who didn't get that, didn't get what you just said or whatever, is that probably something that shows up later in relationships?
Absolutely. Whether they know it or not.
All right.
We don't have a definition of intimacy or love until we get older. We're experiencing certain things as a child, but we don't have a definition for it. So it's not until you're intentional about it that when you get older, you start, okay, what is this? Like the topics that you're bringing up. People probably have never heard that emotions is not first. You know what I'm saying? People just throwing around the word emotions. Oh, you're just emotional. No, your mind is what's driving the emotions. So the emotions is not over your mind.
So there's something that's triggering that
your emotions,
to make
your exchange of behavior based upon what you're thinking about. So you can't, as a child, you're only in the discovery mode, but you're not in the definition mode. Yeah.
I'm just going off of how it makes me feel.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or lack thereof. That's what I'm saying. So like you have a baby that didn't experience that love and they had to, you know, get out the mud, whatever the case may be. And so now they're older. They don't know that that's, you know, the reason that they're so non-emotional in other relationships.
Or non-responsive.
Or not. Okay. Yes, sir,
Right.
Mr.
The,
Ernest.
the way you respond
responsive to what
The
the way you
emotional-
respond to things is basically your intelligence or your knowledge about something. So that's when you are reactionary. They call it emotions.
But okay, let's take that same example. But if a person knows that, right, and they know that, okay, yeah, I didn't get this or whatever, wouldn't they overcompensate?
They have to be intentional about learning. That's why you're doing the podcast. Because most people are not in the but most people don't wake up, oh, I'm gonna learn this today. You know what I mean?
No, that's real though. That's real. Because I don't think most people do that. If what you just said, based off what you just said, most people don't try to overcompensate. Most people try to run away from it or ignore it.
Well, I'll be honest. I'm one of those people, and I try to overcompensate because I know that I didn't get that. And I know because I didn't get it, that it could probably come out very negative sometimes, or you know what I'm saying? Like I can't show something that I never got. So I try to overcompensate. And when I say that, you know, if I have, you know, you gotta always God dang explain yourself on this foolishness, because you know
I don't think you have to.
well,
because
because I don't want people, you know, I'm not saying my mother was very, my mother was the disciplinarian. She was very, you know, and my mother didn't really show emotions. You know, I'm not saying she didn't love me. I felt like she loved me, but how to show that love, that was, you know, now I think she showed it. She showed it when I was small, like Christmases were big and stuff like that. But other than that, you know, as I started to grow up, you know, like how a typical mother, you know, my mother, I didn't hear the words "I love you" until I was a sophomore in college, and that came in a letter. So,
But not saying it is an emotion.
not
I think we throwing the term around wrong. She was responsive, but not responsive in a way that showed you love. You didn't hear it. So you saying she wasn't being emotional? Oh yes, she was.
how do you think so?
Reversing. So emotions can be reversive in terms of you not responding, but the person is responding internally, and they're responding internally based upon what they didn't get. Like same thing you were saying. So that's being emotional too.
And I believe from what I hear, you know, that she probably didn't get that, especially from her father. So I don't think she
didn't
was
know either.
able to know. Yeah. But you don't know that growing up. I mean, you know, you only know that. So in relationships, I feel like, you know, I had to kind of stop and be like, whoa, you know,
you had to learn how to be that.
right, because love didn't mean, I mean, you know, from a woman, I really didn't need it.
Yeah.
Take that back. Once I didn't need it, I didn't know what it was, and I didn't know how to react to it. And even to these days, you know, like maybe somebody give me a compliment, or you know, just showing genuine love of stroke, you know, like and you know
That triggers you.
that right, because I'm like, okay, hey, how do I respond back to that? So that's why I said, you know, you gotta. I feel like people who were in that position have to kind of compensate so that you don't have the person feeling like
the way you felt.
Right.
That's a very, very, very real place. My brother explained that to me, and I knew nothing about it because I don't have children. But when he said my dad didn't make certain games and certain activities that he was involved in,
that's crazy.
And then he said when he got older, he wanted to make sure that he was present, he did this, he did that. So he's probably overcompensating because, but it's still good because now you're showing another generation that's coming up how to be.
You
know
felt
what
like
I'm
it
saying?
overcompensated?
I feel like I don't think that's a question for me because I never really like. You're the only person that knows you're overcompensating because you're the only person that knows what you went through. I never saw that.
But I'm saying based on what we're saying now, can you?
Yeah, I mean, I understand that you made sure that you were a man in my life. So with the overcompensation part, I
You
can't
don't
really.
see.
That's what I'm saying. I can't answer that because you're just being a dad to me.
Right.
You were just being what a dad's supposed to be. You're supposed to come to my games. You're supposed to, love me. You're supposed to take me fit. You know what I'm saying?
But
So
if
it's
he
like,
wasn't doing those things,
then I would be like,
you either take note of that or
Right.
not.
right.
And then even if you didn't take note, it's not like it's not in your subconscious.
Mm-hmm.
And then you probably react in some form in certain other relationships. So
And
you
then
know,
it probably would have continued when I had a child. You know what I'm saying? As far as like how you felt.
but
So-
but that's a good but that's a very very good point. You're saying overcompensating, but I say no. That is just taking note of your challenges and your struggles, and you did one better.
Well, I just didn't want nobody to feel like I felt.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like I remember feeling, and my dad, he tried his best, but he had to work a lot. But when he could, but that was the best feeling in the world. Like, oh, let's see, well,
That's what, yeah.
with a car full of
And the
mangoes.
fact that I don't feel like that lets you know that you did what you were supposed to do as a father.
There you go.
You see what I'm saying? That's when you asking me, do you feel like I can't answer that because you were what a dad is supposed to be to me. So I don't know what it feels like to not have that, so I can't compare it to nothing. You know what it feels to not have that. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, I think that's real.
So So
And that's to be commended too, because you took note of that. You not in a judgmental way, because you're saying that he had to work. You took note of that and you changed it and you made it a positive for your own. That's to be commendable, because most people they go through something and they suffer that outcome and then you don't do anything about it. It lays dormant, and then they're doing the reversal. They're treating somebody like they were treated instead of bettering the situation for the next person.
Instead of flipping it.
Yeah.
Right.
gotta flip it.
Shout out,
Yeah.
shout out to you, yeah.
No, I mean,
Because you could have easily been the same type of parent. You know what I'm saying?
And
without even really trying
And the
to.
ratio of being that way
Yeah.
is high.
Oh, I was raised like this, so I'm gonna raise my children. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like I gotta work. You know what I'm saying?
well,
Whatever.
I'm just thankful that I got to a point where, because I think the first thing what people don't do though is you have to make some kind of allotment for why did your parents do that, and I think sometimes as children we don't give our parents grace and mercy, and we don't think that there was something before them that made them be like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I had to say, like, and it really was my mother. My mother never came to nothing. Like, and I was in everything because I was not trying to be in the house. So I'm in the chorus. I'm football, track, band, drama, you name it. And my mom never came to not nothing. So I think I got to the point when I got older, as I started to kind of hear, like, okay, her childhood or whatever, I was like, oh, okay, maybe that's,
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think
gotta
what
resolve it.
happens, we don't forgive, and we
hold on
just
to that.
keep throwing stones,
Yeah, for sure.
and I believe though if she was still alive and my older, I think all of that would have changed because she loves so like my mama was. I'm talking about strict.
Yeah.
She was. So just a little story. My mom was sick, but our house had this where the kitchen was. We had this like little window that through the window was a little bar area on the other side, but she was on that side, so you could stand in the kitchen and look through there, right? So he's small or whatever. So I play a trick. I go to the door. I go in there, I see her, but I go and act like I'm going outside and I slam the door. Because I see this big old bag of candy, right, that she got under her pillow. And I'm like, what? So I go, so she called him.
The green baby.
Yeah. Come on, get what you want.
Mind you, I know that I can see that he looking, but I'm trying to play it off while she putting all this candy in my pocket. I'm knowing he finna take all this candy away from me. Nah, that's yeah.
And so I'm just like, man, that's crazy. Like, and I guess that was, people say being a grandparent, that gives
Changing.
people the
do-over.
new opportunity,
Yeah,
right?
the do-over.
Right. And I don't know. I mean, I ain't trying to be one anytime soon, but I guess so. But yeah. So I just wanted to throw that out there, like I was like, okay, so do people like that try to overcompensate? And it's so sad though that as adults, though, as parents, as you get older, especially black parents, because we never get to the point where we, most of us, hey, I was wrong. I don't know what I was doing. I was, please forgive me. I had some trauma going on myself. We just kind of bury that and we put it under the disguise of you being disrespectful.
Yeah.
I mean, who you?
Yeah, that's true.
Who you? Don't be talking to me.
But I feel like a lot of black parents, like, it's like they be looking at their children like you should be grateful for me raising you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's a black parent stereotype that is probably one of the realest, because it's like they are like that, but it's like, how dare you be like that? I raised you. I gave you a house over here. I gave you
It's
food.
definitely
But
part of
that's
our culture.
real.
It's real, but
That's
it's
real,
real, but it's
okay.
like, it's like,
Lord, please hear my cry, Father. I think your attitude on that will change once you get some kids. I promise you, Tay. I hear what you're saying.
That's true.
Because y'all will say, oh well, because I think you said this one time. I ain't asked to be here, or whatever. Y'all don't know you just don't know until you get in it. Like right now, even you right now, 25, 26, looking in, you have no clue. I sent you that text the other day, or that thing where he was saying right now there's a parent who just wants you to call and say, I'm okay. Man, that ain't my job. I'm okay. I'm whatever. Because I just don't. It's the struggle is real, man. Because we're not only trying to raise you, we're fighting our demons too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you're really trying to be a really good parent, and we're trying to, I think a lot of times, not let you see our demons.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a
like,
good one right
I
there.
don't want you to, be exposed to this.
Yeah.
Because some of those demons, we have I can't imagine how you feel now. And we're moving down the line where I think communication is a little bit better, a little bit more open. But think about what we got from our parents, like what I just said. So I have no answers back here. And then with my story, with being adopted, I really don't have no answers. So I'm fighting, I'm trying to shut doors and, because at this point it really isn't relevant, so to speak, but I still have these demons that try to break these doors down and come out or whatever. So when you guys, I hear you and I respect that. I respect what you're saying, but bro, you have no.
I think you just brought the ratings back up.
Bro, you have no clue.
we was down. We was down in the first half. We was down in the first half.
And that low
Like
y'all
you
just
said,
have no clue.
and I'm not trying
bro.
to make disrespect. You know what I'm saying?
I don't take it. I'm not taking it like that. I
And
just want you to know that there are things that you would never know.
Right.
There are things you would never know that we deal with over here that we just don't want.
It's a shield.
To boil over.
Yeah.
We're trying to protect. And
yeah.
sometimes it's bad. We probably should let the demon out or whatever because it might free me and you, but it's still a learning curve. Like right now, you're 25, and I'll be honest, man, there are sometimes I don't know how to deal with you. When I text you, sometimes I erase more text than I send.
Wow.
I erase, even today, when you said, I'm going to be here at 1:16, I started a text, and I was like, nah, because now I'm maturing to say the most important thing is that he gets here safely.
That's real.
That's the most important thing. So I can go off and be like, because sometimes I want to say, come on, man. Or dude, we got to do better. How are you, whatever. I can go straight into like father mode and just be like, but I say, you know what? We ain't trying to have that kind of day. You know what I'm saying? So I guarantee you, bro, I erase more text than I send, and I edit more text than I send because my thing is now is like, okay, I need for you to be in a certain mind space that I didn't have someone in a sense, and I'm not saying my mom and dad, but it's a whole different, y'all have so much more to deal with. And thank God that parents today, we didn't, this whole social media, this new for us. Like, we didn't grow up.
More information, more problems.
Right. Not more money, more problems. More information, more problems. And so some of that stuff that y'all are dealing with, I feel is not immature. It's before your time. Like you shouldn't even like when I was growing up, there was certain, hey, when grown-ups got in the room, what they tell us?
Shoot.
Hey, y'all get up out of here.
Yeah.
Because there was just certain stuff as a child you shouldn't have been exposed to because your mind wasn't ready to put all of that together, and you couldn't put the pieces together, and that would have led to you just like, what? Like crashing out, as y'all say.
Now kids can go in an adult situation, conversation, all kind of information online.
And you're not emotionally ready. You have no clue of where that stuff came from. And, I just wish that, you guys would give us as much grace and mercy as we give y'all. Like, because I promise you, we give you a lot. Because if I raise you like my parents raised me, we wouldn't even, our relationship, we probably wouldn't even.
It'd be a strain.
Yeah. Cause it wasn't no, it wasn't no gray matter. It wasn't no, wrong or right.
It wasn't no, you got your own opinion. This is what you gonna do. you saying something back. Period. Just saying something back. The eyes, the heavy brick. Bro, you'd be dead. I'm telling you, that's how it was. And I'm not saying that is right. All I'm just saying is give us, if we've been there and we've been there, then I feel like we deserve that. And it is homage, really. It's because, be honest, take away everything. Let's say I was supposed to do it because I'm your father and I'm supposed to provide whatever. But then what you have to think about too, how many jokers out there, fathers and mothers, don't provide and absent.
So it ain't, it's our responsibility that, we had a child. So we supposed to whatever. But at the same time, all I want, two things. I want you to be better than me. And number two, I just want you to understand the sacrifices. Because if you understand the sacrifices, I feel like that brings humility, not for me, but it brings humility for you to understand that, man, I could have made other decisions. They wouldn't have been right because all these jokers who don't take care of their kids and whatever, those are not right decisions. But they make them, and they make them every day, and kids grow up every day without whatever. So,
Boy, I wish the comments. I wish.
man, when y'all get to this point where y'all feel like, I want to say, you know, it is our responsibility, but all we want, man, is to know that you appreciate it, because you don't know what I had to do over here. And I think some of y'all might feel like, well, I don't give a damn what you had to do over here, because, you know, it really don't matter, because, you know, the end result need to be this. So I don't care. But for us, you know, when you sacrifice stuff, all you just want is to know that in the slightest way, you're appreciated. And appreciation doesn't have to be by giving back tangibly, but just, you know, your tone, your attitude, your willingness to, you know, even when you don't want to do stuff. Because we ain't have no, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't no, we couldn't go left. Like, you know, you was told what to do, whatever. Yeah. It wasn't no choice. So I feel like you guys have more latitude, but with that latitude, I feel like you guys have almost sometimes get to a point where, oh, what do they call it? Starts with the E. And it's our fault too. What's the word? What's the word? What an E? God dang it. Entitlement. Yeah. Oh God. Entitlement.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of that.
Entitlement. And I would say, you know, that's a little bit of our fault, because, you know, we just wanted y'all to have better lives, man. Like, you know, we probably gave you too much too soon, or you might think, well, dang, you can give me but trust and believe, boy, it wasn't, but we wore the hot boxes. You know, it wasn't even no, you know, it was designer. I ain't never had no designer, nothing. Like, you know, that didn't happen until I started working. So, I don't know how we got off on that.
But you just brought the ratings back up, boy.
Well, I ain't what trying to do. Let's get on back, because we only got a few more minutes. But that's all I wanted to say, man, is that, you know, yeah.
You help some parents out there, boy.
It's our responsibility, bro. And we'll do it over. We will do it over, because our commitment to our kids, you know, whether we not tell you I love you or whatever the case is, most parents, man, 24/7, they trying to think, okay, hey, I got you some shoes in the car today. Before I walked out, I said, oh, he said he got it, yeah, the boots, whatever, but it's the shoes I wore when I was doing my thing. I wore them at Tech just a little bit. But, you know, I grabbed them. I said, oh, let me see if he want to use them. So
remember when I was saying what intimacy was?
Oh, that's
now, why did you buy those shoes?
I bought them for me.
No, what I'm saying is, you just said you bought him some shoes.
You passed me down some shoes. That's what you saying? You thought about me, you grabbed them.
Oh yeah, but I'm just saying, you know, I was like, okay, hey, the shoes are in really good shape, but I'm just saying the thought. We're always thinking like, okay, hey, can I do this?
That's intimacy.
Yeah,
that was my point. It don't have to be going towards male, female. It could be son, daughter, husband,
wife. That made sense. Honestly, I came on in. Yeah. Honestly, I came on in. All right, I got one more question. Now, let's get back to this intimacy just a little bit. So, how do we show love when you're not feeling sexual?
You just said it. Our relationship ain't
not me and you.
No, I'm just using that as an example. Like, you show
I'm
love
talking about back to a female now. Like, how would you show love when
you gotta say that.
Yeah, well, let me say it, because how do you show love when you're not feeling sexual? because especially for men, because I think sometimes that's simultaneous for us in the sense of what we were talking about.
I think it's a lot of
I'll
ways.
say I'll lead it up. I've learned to try to just you remember when they came out with those things, that book, the service acts of what's your love language, whatever or whatever. So for me, I just try to be, I guess, like acts of service. Like
I mean, it's a plethora of it. Yeah. You got to know how she likes to be loved. You know what I'm saying? So that is acts of service, whether that's gift giving, whether that's physical touch, whether that's personal time, whether that's, I forgot, it's like 5 or 6 of them. But yeah,
See,
just learning.
we make the sad mistake of associating sex and I would say define sex is only it should be a generosity act. It should be the reason why I say that is because if you're just doing sex, then that could be considered as a sexual act. But a generosity act is I want to make you feel good. So when
And that's what it should be.
Yeah, when you lead from that standpoint, then you're making love.
say it again. No, say it again.
So
Ernest.
when you look at having sex, when people throw this term out, having sex, and you're saying, what was the question again?
Like the question was, how do you show love when you're not feeling sexual?
Right. So when you're not feeling sexual, which you really have to, I think you should avoid anything in your mental about feeling sexual, because when you're going towards an advancement towards someone to show your appreciation, that's called generosity. So you really should be looking at it as a generosity act to make them feel appreciated. We use the certain term having sex, but you have to, and women tend to have more connection with their mental than men do. That's why we say women more and more emotional. No, they're just tethered more until they're thinking. They really have to have meaning and definition. So that's why we call them more emotional, because they're thinking more than we do. That's why they're our help, because they think more than we do. We're after something else that they're not. So when you're talking about having sex with someone, you have to lose that whole notion of, I want to have sex in the first place. It should be an advancement and a generosity act towards an individual that you show an interest to, so that they come out on the win. A lot of times, how you know it's a selfish thing is when a man is fulfilled and they don't fulfill the needs of that woman. That's just sex. So there's no generosity. There's no I'm giving to you, or I want you to feel good, or I want to show you how much I appreciate you. There's none of that.
Okay. You with that?
I feel that.
All right. So last question, and then shoot, boy, this thing got me hot. So what does foreplay look like in a long-term relationship? And I guess that's kind of beating a dead horse.
Yeah, I feel like after you
Yeah.
got done with your sermon, we should have ended it right there.
Yeah, 'cause
You feel me? You still asking
and you
questions.
going over that hour again too.
All right. Well, hey, y'all give me a minute wrap up then. We ain't gonna go to halftime, y'all. We ain't gonna do beyond. Well, this will be our beyond the lines.
Outside the lines.
Outside the lines.
Yeah, I mean, I think today was a very probably one of the best episodes we've had from a understanding and revealing standpoint. I think that we spoke about the topic enough to have some breakthrough there as well, but also we done went to first, second, third, and came back home. So, I think that we left a lot of gems today, and I hope that people see where we're coming from as we were trying to put it out to them. So, But I definitely think it's probably one of our dopest episodes we done had. Appreciate Mr. Ernest for
Yeah, Ernest came from behind that piano. Sometimes you gotta come from behind that piano.
Y'all to get cancer.
we appreciate
But
it.
definitely, we appreciate you, man, coming in with that knowledge, boy. We might have to. Hey, we're gonna have Ernest on the couch more often.
No,
bro.
I got to throw you one up on that, Tony. Your parenting, the passion that came out when you were speaking. Yeah. Man, I'm telling you, you probably helped thousands out there, because I think that people who don't learn as parents and they just think that they can just parent, but they're not learning. When you come from that aspect, then you can give more. When you are parenting from a standpoint of, just me, I, but you actually taking some of the accounts that happened to you and your experience, and you valued them to make your son more valuable in terms of what you were able to give to him, what you didn't get. I think that's a lot of parents out there.
But in my wrap up, I just think that if you're gonna be a parent, we have our struggles. We're not perfect. We, like I said, we got our demons, man, and we look just like you. Children want mercy and grace from us. We need sometimes some mercy and grace, and sometimes you don't know that you're the answer. Like, we're supposed to be the answer, but you, and I said this 1,000 times, like for you, like you are my answer in the sense where, I was like, I got to get my shit together. Like, I got to get it together. So, you're as much of the antidote then, I think that children understand, because I just think sometimes, parents can get selfish too, but sometimes, children get kind of selfish and they just don't see all the behind the scene things, or they don't value. That's why I say, man, you keep living, and I guarantee you definitely, some things are going to change, because you're going to be in a different spot and you're going to be like, oh, dang, this little joker or whatever the case is. So, it's give and take. And I'm just glad, out there, parents, if you're having that situation or whatever, remember why you are a parent. Sometimes you got to go back to them baby pictures. You got to go back to them sweet faces. You got to go back to,
identifiers,
yeah, because that's what, we signed up for. But then as we get older and, you guys, we're asking for that too, because, it's the circle of life. We're going back to childhood. I mean, you're getting older, but, we're flipping back to, some childhood stuff. And if we had childhood trauma that never healed, then sometimes we're going back into that. You understand what I'm saying? So it's a two-way street, y'all. That's why we are family. And those conversations, need to be held, but we just, hey, it is what it is. But Ernest, man, shoot, you might have to stay from behind that piano.
Hey, I'll do what I can,
Yeah, we appreciate it. We appreciate it.
Well, yeah, and we but I feel like I want to say it on the podcast as well. Your sacrifices are never ignored. I just want to say I appreciate you for, overcompensating.
He funny, y'all. He funny. Hey, thank you guys for joining in. Once again, join us YouTube, MVP, at MVP Podcast 1. On YouTube, if you're trying to see these beautiful melanated faces, well, we got a nice little complexion thing going on too, I'm the dark chocolate up here.
Instagram at m.v.p._podcast, and get at us on TikTok at m.v.p.podcast.
All right, hey, you guys make it a good week. We appreciate you. Hey, like, subscribe, and share. Come on, y'all, please. We appreciate it.
It's the one.
All right, till next week, we'll see ya. MVP, Man's Viewpoint.
We talk real life, no cap, no shade. Truth in the open, no mask, no fade. From love and money to faith and pride, it's a ride through the mind of the other side.